Hey, you will want to use this video if you are doing 2-4 reteach. So if you are not, you're welcome to follow along to get some information back in your mind. Otherwise, you're welcome to do your on your own or the challenge. So if you're doing the reteach, be sure to follow along. So we're going to talk about comparing rational numbers in different forms. So on here, it has a step-by-step process. I'm going to pull up another file here that I can write on to help us walk through some of these ideas. So the first thing we want to do is write our fractions as decimals. So we've already got 2/10, 1 and 3/10, -1 and 5/10. Then we have -3/5. And I know that the best number to use for decimals is 10, like the tenths place. So to get from 5 to 10, we times by 2. Do the same thing to the numerator. 3 times 2, -6/10. So then I have -6/10. So I'm just going to, so that's right here, -6/10. Then we also have 6/5. First thing I'm going to do is make it improper. 5 goes into 6 one time. There's 1 left over out of 5. Then we want to make it into an equivalent fraction out of 10. To get from 5 to 10, we times by 2. So times by 2 in the numerator, 1 and 2/10, 1.2, 1 and 2/10. So we want all of those to be the same, either fractions or decimals. It's often easiest to change your fractions to decimals. Now we're going to graph them. So here is 0 right here. So 0.2 is going to be 2/10 over. 1.3 is 1 whole unit and 3/10 more. -1.5 is 1 whole unit and 5/10 more. To the left, -3/5 we know was -0.6. So it's going to be 6 units over. So I love how on this number line, they matched those up. They wrote the fraction and the decimal, so we can remember those are the same thing. And then 6/5 was 1.2, so over 1 whole unit and 2 more. So now I can see those, and they put 6/5 and 1.2 together. So now I can see -1.5, -0.6, 0.2, 1.2, which was 6/5, and 1.3 in order from least to greatest. So we want to make them decimals. We want to put them on our number line and then put them in order. So let's come back. So now we're going to do the same thing. And so let's walk through these numbers here. So first we want to write them as decimals. So -0.3 is good, -1.2 is good, 1.6 is good. So over here we have 2/5. So it'd be a great idea if you got out a paper and a pencil and tried to make these decimals with me. So again, we want to use that number 10 for the tenths place. To get from 5 to 10, I times by 2. So 2 times 2 is 4/10, which looks like 0.4. This is the tenths place. So here's 0.4. And then I have -7/5. So we need to make it improper first. 5 goes into 7 one whole time. There's 2 left out of 5. Now I need to make it into a common denominator of 10. 5 to 10, 2 times. 2 times 2 is 4. So -1 and 4/10. So this is -1.4. So now we want to think about those on a number line. So on our number line, we've got 0, we've got 1 here, and -1 here. So go ahead and draw this number line with me. Let's see if we can place where we think these will go. So -0.3 is going to go to the left 1, 2, 3 places. So -0.3. Then we have negative 1.2 over 1 whole unit and 2/10 more. So negative 1.2. 1/6 over to the right, 1 whole unit, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more places is 1.6. Now I have 2/5 or 0.4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to put 4.4 there. I'm also going to label that as 2/5 because that was a great idea so we can remember which ones go together. And then we have negative 1 and 1, 2, 3, 4 more units. So 1.4 was negative 7/5. So now I can put these in order from least to greatest. So we have negative 7/5, negative 1.2, negative 0.3, positive 2/5, and 1.6. So again, we want to make them decimals, put them on a number line, and then list them from left to right. So go ahead and back in Ed, you can close this out and click I'm done and do the other part of your reteach. Let me know if you have any questions or there's something that I can help you understand better.